Good afternoon, Jeep Jeepers, and welcome back. So today we're going to find out if a Jeep TJ will make a good family car. So if you guys don't know already, and don't follow me on Instagram at Brum the Jeep, me and my wife are having a baby. We're having a little boy and he is due in August. So when typically people have a family, a lot of people are like, oh, it's time to get a family car, something like that, like a big station wagon that can fit lots of kids and their friends, and it's fuel efficient and aerodynamic and stuff like that. So I've got my Jeep, and my wife has a Mazda CX-3, a 2016 Mazda, which is kind of like, that's going to be like kind of like a mum car. But when you think family car, a two-door Jeep Wrangler TJ doesn't really come to mind. So today we're going to have a look to see if it's going to be practical to have a child in the back, how it's going to work with the baby seat, if we can actually fit a pushchair in the back. Now I don't actually have a pushchair, we haven't bought one yet, but we have a camping chair which is kind of about the same height and the same dimensions as what a pushchair is going to be, all kind of closed up. But I don't have enough money at the moment to like kind of go out and buy a JK or a JL that would be a much more practical family car, only because it's got 4 doors. So there's a few drawbacks, but I know there's a lot of people that I've talked to that have families, actually multiple kids. One guy said he had 2 kids and he kept his TJ and it worked out perfectly. So you kind of just adapt to what you've got and what your situation is. Now I would like to buy a JK or a JL, but I love my TJ a lot and I don't really want to sell it. So we're going to try and make it work, but we're going to jump in the Jeep and see how much room we actually have, and see what other things are available to kind of make life a little bit easier and simpler once the baby comes along. So let's have a look and see what we can do. Alright, so I reckon the first thing we're going to try and do is fit the baby seat in. Now I think the easiest way to do that, because the seats only fold forward so far, will be to unzip the back window, fold the back window up, and probably slide it in through the back. Alright, let's give that a go. So obviously when I have a baby, I can do this one-handed. Doing it with a baby shouldn't be too big a deal, right? So unhook that, fold that up. Alright, so that was easy enough to do with one hand, so if I can do it with one hand with the camera, should be able to do it with the baby. So we've got the back seat. Don't know what side to probably go on the passenger side, which is the left hand side in Australia. So wife sits there, I sit there, and let's see if we can put the baby seat in there. So I reckon we take the base off, well, that off the base, put the base in, then kind of clip that on top. Alright, let's give that a go and see how we go. Alright, so we got the capsule on. Sorry, it's a bit dark at the moment. Find some good light. It's better lighting. Blah, 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 blah. It's a bit dark at the moment, but the sun's going down. So we got it in. Turns out the little thing, this thing here, actually has got a little clip on it, so you can actually fold it back, which makes it a lot easier to get inside the car. So I have to push the front seat forward, and it's in. So that's actually not too bad. Enough space. So I reckon if the baby's just by himself, we can kind of just plop, put him back there, buckle him up, and it's good to go. Then we've got obviously the dog, stuff can go here, and then pushchair. Now we don't actually have a push here at the moment. I said this the other day, not the other day, earlier in the video. I don't have a push yet. Sorry, it's so dark. Oh. But I do have a camping chair, which is about the same width and thickness as what a, I think you guys call a pram in the States, or a pushchair. We call it a pushchair in New Zealand. But, so, camping chair. Now let's see if we can fit in the back. Ideally, it should go there. And it doesn't really fit too well. I mean, you could. It's probably not the safest thing to do, but you could put it. Yeah, there you go. Baby, pushchair, dog can sit there. I have a little belt for him, for the dog. So what do you guys reckon? Do you reckon that's going to be enough space to have a baby in there, have the pushchair to the side and have a dog in there? Let me know. So, will a Jeep TJ be a good family car? It's probably a solid 2 out of 10. 10 being like a family wagon that's fuel efficient, easy to drive, lots of space, and a Jeep being a 2 out of 10. So it's probably not going to be the best family car, but you just make it work. You either don't take a stroller or a pushchair, whatever you want to call it. You kind of just carry them or swaddle them, and you just pack lightly and just pack things that are going to be a bit more useful, and actually think about what you're taking with you on trips. I might end up getting like a roof cage that goes over the top, so I can maybe put the tent, which is there, which actually can't even fit inside the Jeep as is. So I might get a set of, well, not a set, like a roof cage, something like that. But I've also seen like a few baskets that sit on top of like the spare wheel, so I think that might be a good idea, just like add like a little bit of extra storage space to the top or the back of the Jeep. But I'd like to know you guys' thoughts on it, and if you guys have families and you've got a Jeep TJ or just a Jeep in general, and you've got your family in it, and stuff you've done to make life a little bit easier, lugging around the family and stuff like that. But I know a couple of people that I follow on YouTube. Jake, he's got a CJ5, I believe. I might be wrong about that, but it is a CJ, and he lives full time, and he's doing a 50-state road trip in his CJ. And there's 2 of him and his partner, and 4 dogs live in this Jeep full time. So if they can live in a Jeep full time, I'm sure I can probably find a way to have me and my wife, a child, and a baby. And that's just going to do beach trips, small camping trips, and just probably, yeah, just camping trips, day trips. Well, I could probably get a trailer. Trailer would probably help a lot, but then you got other rego and maintenance on the trailer as well. But definitely not going to be the best family car, but we're just going to make it work. I don't want to sell my Jeep because I'm really happy with my weight. I'm really happy with the way that the Jeep's set up. It's probably one of the favourite cars I've ever owned, and I've owned quite a few. Probably owned 15 different cars, and I just turned 27 today, so 15 different cars in 27 years, and so far this Jeep is probably my favourite car that I've ever owned. So I don't want to sell it, so if I can avoid selling it and kind of find different ways around it, with being able to accommodate for the new family member, I'm going to do that. So, but eventually I would like to get another Jeep, but with Australian registration costs. So far it's $860 a year just for registration on my car, and then I've got my wife's car, which is $680 because hers a 4-cylinder. mine's a 6, and per cylinders it goes up $200. So it is quite expensive, but I would like to get like a family camping Jeep, like an XJ or a JK. Probably an XJ will probably be a nice project. Project family car would be great, but yeah, the TJ is not going to be the best family car, but we're just going to make it work. And if you guys got any ideas on how I can make my life a little bit easier, or stuff that you guys have done, I really appreciate any advice you guys have. But that's pretty much it. Not much else to add, but if you guys like this video, please hit that like button, and down in your left or right hand side there's like a little Jeep icon. Tap that and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time.